So good morning students. In today class we are going to discuss about model for testing. In previous class we discussed about purpose of testing and dichotomies. So what is the purpose of the testing means? The purpose of the testing is to find the bugs, simply said. So dichotomies is nothing but we are going to find the contradictories between the groups. So the dichotomies is nothing but so there are some groups. In these two groups you are going to know about the contradictory details. That means normally we think that the tester and the debugger, so both belongs to same group, but the tester is different from debugging. And similarly the design and tester, so these two roles are different. And functional versus structural testing, we think that so both the testing models are the same, but the functional testing is different from structural testing. Similarly, so modularity versus efficiency, so programming in small versus programming in big, and buyer versus builder. Okay, in last class we discussed about in detail about dichotomies. So dichotomies means so division into two, especially so mutually exclusive or contradictory groups or entities. In today class, we are going to discuss about some model for testing. This is the next topic, model for testing. So what is the model we are going to follow for the testing? So okay, so this is the diagrammatic representation for model for testing, how you are going to model the testing. So this is the okay, so this is the program model. So this is the program model. Now this program you are going to test. So this is the test case. When it is test, the outcome is accepted, then we get the expected result, then no need of any improvisation of this program. If we get any unexpected result, then again you are going to check the modify the program, and again you are going to test the program. So similarly, so I hope you all are write the programs in your lab. So first you are going to write the program. So after that you try to execute the program and you get some output. If you are not getting any expected output, then again you can modify the program. If you get the bug, then you modify the bug. So that's the same model we are going to follow. So this is the environment. So environment is nothing but where you are going to execute this program, in which environment you are executing this program, that we are called as a environment model. That means sometimes when we get any unexpected result, then you are going these results or this program is depending on some environment, so that we are going to modify the environment also, or based on the environment we can modify the program. Okay, next, so program model. So this is the program for this is the model. So nature and psychology, so that is the bug psychology and bug nature. We have different types of bugs discussed in detail. Okay, so environment, another one is program, another one is nature and psychology of the bug. Okay, so all these three have models: environment model, program model, bug model. Now so this program model going to test. If the test results are accepted, that means expected, then no problem. If we get unexpected result, then again you are going to check the environment model. That means based on the environment you can modify the program, and if you get the bug, then you fix the bug. Okay, so this is the model for testing. Now we discuss in detail about all the parts. So model for testing with a project environment with test at various levels. So first we understand what is a project is. Second, look at the roles of the testing models. Okay, so when we want to know about the how you can model the testing, so model for testing with a project environment with the test at various levels. First we understand that so what is a project, and so look at the roles of the testing models. Coming to project, an archetypical system allows tests without complications that we are called as a project. So testing a one-shot routine and very regularly used routine is different. A model for project in real world consisting of the following 8 components. One is application, second one is staff, third one is schedule, so fourth one is specifications, acceptance test, and personal and standards and objectives, source and history. So coming to application. So coming to application. An online real-time system with remote terminals providing timely responses users request that we are called as application. So that means any software now you are going to install on online, an online real-time system with remote terminals. That means the software is installed in one remote terminal, so providing timely response to user request for services. That means, for example, I want to send a request to the server, then the server will be respond timely with the user. And staff, so manageable size of programming staff with specialists in system design. Scheduled, so project may take about 24 months from start to acceptance. 6 months maintenance period. So that is the schedule when you design any application. So these are the requirements: application, staff, schedule, and specification is good, documented. Undocumented ones are understand well in the team. This is the staff. So specifications is understand to the staff. Acceptance test. Acceptance test. So application is accepted after a formal acceptance test. That means after completion of the software, they are going to run a formal acceptance test. So this is the formal acceptance test. That means we discuss in future classes, but first you understand that you write one program or software, design a software. Now acceptance test is nothing but you can execute all the components in the application, then if you get the expected result, then the formal acceptance test is over. At first it is the customers and then the software design team responsibility. Okay, so personnel, the technical staff comprises of a combination of experienced professionals and junior programmers, 1 to 3 years, with varying degrees of knowledge of the application. So standards, so programming, test, and interface standard, a centralized standards database is developed and administered. Objectives of a project. A system is expected to operate so profitably for 10 years, so greater than 10 years after installation. Similar systems with up to 75% of code in common may be implemented in future. So that means the objective of a project, when anybody develop the project expected to operate so profitably for 10 years. So profitably 10 years means why means if the technology was changed, then also you are going to utilize 75% of code in future. Source. For a new project, a source is a combination of new code up to 1/3 from a previous reliable system up to 1/3 re-hosted from another language and OS up to 1/3. So these are the sources for your project. That means when you create any application, so 1/3 code was new code. So 1/3 code was we get from the previous reliable system, and 1/3 is rehosted from another language or operating system. History. So developers quit before developers quit before his her components are tested. Okay, so before the testing only the developers quit. Excellent but poorly documented work. The work is okay, but the documentation was poor. That means when you are writing the programs in your lab also, you write the program, but we cannot write the comment lines. That we are called as a documentation. Unexpected changes, so major or minor, from customer may come in. That means some changes you are going to expect it. Important milestones may slip, but the delivery date is met. So milestones, I hope you all are understand the milestones. In your software engineering, I hope you had this word milestones. So when the developers developing the software, they may slip the milestones, but the delivery date is met. So problems in integration with some hardware, so redoing of some components. So that means problems in integration is nothing but you developed the software. Now the software is installed in the user system. So that means you are going to integrate the your developed software with another environment. Or so problems in integration is nothing but you are going to integrate the modules also. Okay. So testing process starts with a program embedded in an environment. Okay, what it means? Now you are developed an application that will be tested, that will be tested with a embedded in an environment. So with a program embedded in an environment. So human natural susceptibility to error leads to three models. So normally when you write a small program also, so what is the expected results? There are three results you get. One is expected result, another one is unexpected result, and third one is bug. That's it. For anything, we get these three results only. So create tests out of these models and execute. So results is expected, it's okay. Unexpected, revise tests and program, and you get revise bug model and program. Okay, these three we get. One is expected, another one is unexpected. For example, you write the program for say addition of two numbers. So 2 plus 3. If we get the 5, that is expected result. If we get 6, that is unexpected result. Then you are going to revise the test and the program. If we get an error or bug, then revise the bug model for program. Okay. Next, environment. Environment includes all hardware and software. That means so on which operating system or compilers you are going to use this software. All hardware and software is required to make the program run. So for example, you write a program. For example, you write a Python program. Now, so what are the operating system we need to execute this program? What are the softwares we are going to need to execute this Python program? Okay, so that we are called as a environment. So usually bugs don't result from the environment. Okay, this is the important point. So usually bugs don't result from the environment. So why? Because we cannot design this environment, we cannot modify this environment, but arise from our understanding of the environment. How you understand the environment is different. So you think that the operating system has some fault, but actually you're not understanding the operating system. So that's the actual problem. So next, so program. So complicated to understand in detail. So deal with a simplified overall view. So focus on control structure, ignoring processing, and focus on processing, ignoring control structure. If a bug's not solved, modify the program model to include more facts, and if that fails, modify the program. So what it means? So complicated to understand in detail. So program is complicated to understand in detail. So deal with a simplified overall view. So that what is the purpose of the program? Focus on control structure, ignoring processing, and focus on processing, ignoring control structure. So control structure means the flow of data. The flow of data. So sorry, it's not a flow of data, it's a flow of control. So control structure, ignoring processing, and focus on processing, ignore the control structure. That means at that time you are going to ignore the how the control flows in the program. If bug not solved, modify the program model to include more facts, and if that fails, modify the program. Okay, so what it means, you get one bug and that was not solved, then modify the program model to include more facts, and if that fails, so modify the program. Okay, so next, bugs. Bugs. So categorizing the bugs as initialization, call sequence, wrong variables, etc. An incorrect specification may lead us to mistake for a program bug. There are 9 hypotheses regarding bugs. Coming to first one, benign bug hypothesis. The belief that this is the one type of bug. So there are 9 types of bugs. One is benign bug hypothesis. The belief that the bugs are tame and logical. So weak bugs are logical and are exposed by logical means. Subtle bugs have no definable pattern. Next one is bug locality hypothesis. So belief that bugs are localized. Subtle bugs affect that component and external to it. So control dominance hypothesis. So hypothesis means, what is the hypothesis? A hypothesis is nothing but assuming some test cases. When we are writing the program, we got these type of errors. Control dominance hypothesis. So belief that most errors are in control structures, but data flow and data structures errors are common. Subtle bugs are not detectable only through control structures. Subtle bugs implies from violation of data structure boundaries and data code separation. So code data separation hypothesis. So belief that the bugs respect code and data separation in HUL programming. In real systems, the distinction is blurred and hence such bugs exist. So lingua salvator is hypothesis. So belief that the language syntax and semantics eliminate most bugs, but such features may not eliminate subtle bugs. So correction abide hypothesis. So belief that a corrected bug remains corrected. Subtle bugs may not. So for example, a correction in a data structure DS, so due to a bug in the interface between module A and B, could impact module C using the data structure. So next, silver bullets hypothesis. So belief that language, design, methods, representation, environment, etc. So grant immunity from bugs. It's not for subtle bugs. Sadism suffices hypothesis. It's a belief that a sadistic streak, low cunning, and intention by independent testers are sufficient to extirpate most bugs. Subtle and tough bugs are may not be. So these need methodologies and techniques. Anglic testers hypothesis. So belief that testers are better at test design than programmers at code design. So these are the different types of bug hypothesis. So next, so tests. So formal procedures, input preparation, outcome prediction and observation, documentation of test, execution and observation of outcomes are subject to errors. An unexpected test result may lead us to revise the test and test model. So testing and levels. Three kinds of tests. So first one is unit and component testing. Second one is integration testing. And third one is system testing. Coming to first one, so unit and component testing. Okay. So unit and component testing. A unit is the smallest piece of software that can be compiled and assembled, linked, loaded, and put under control of test, harness, or driver. That means what is a unit testing? A unit is a small piece of the software. That means a small module in the software. Now, unit testing means verifying the unit against the functional specification and also implementation against the design structure. That means unit testing is nothing but you are going to apply or you are going to verify the functional specification of the module. So problems revealed are unit bugs. So component is an integrated aggregate of one or more units. That means when you combine these modules, then we get the errors or bugs. So component testing. So verifying the component against the functional specifications and the implemented structure against the designs. So problem relieved are component bugs. So next one is integration testing. Unit is nothing but a small piece of software. Integration is nothing but aggregation of all these small components. So integration testing means integration is a process of aggregation of components into larger components. So what is integration testing? So what is the integration? Integration is a process of aggregation of components into larger components. If you observe, this is the A and B. Now, if you combine A and B, so this we are called as a integration. And here A and B, and you can combine with the DC, the testing integration objects are different. We discuss with 1 minute. So verification of consistency of interaction in the combination of components. Examples of integration testing are improper call or return sequences. So in these cases, we get the bugs. So one is improper call or return sequences, inconsistent data validation criteria, and inconsistent handling of data objects. So integration testing and testing integrated objects are different. So this is the integration testing, A and B. Now, so testing integrated objects is nothing but this is the A and B is one object and D and C are the another object. Sequence of testing. So unit or component tests for AB and integration tests for A and B. So component testing for AB component. So unit testing is nothing but you are going to test the A. After that you test the B. So that we are called as a unit testing. Integration testing is nothing but you are going to test A and B, both the A and B. So component testing for A, B component. That means now you combine these two and this is one component. On this component you are going to perform the testing. So that we are called as a component testing. Okay. That means the first individually you are going to test the units, then integration testing for A and B combinedly, and then component testing is nothing after combination you directly test both the units at a time. That means if you combine the A and B, this becomes one component. Now you are going to test this component. Okay. So next one, system testing. System is a big component. So concern issues and behaviors that can be tested at the level of entire major part of the integrated testing. Includes testing for performance, security, accountability, configuration sensitivity, and startup and recovery. I hope now you all are understand. So what is a project? And testing models. Now let's see roles of the model of testing. So used for the testing process until system behavior is correct or until the model is insufficient for testing. Unexpected results may force a revision of the model. Art of testing consists of creating, selecting, exploring, and revising models. The model should be able to express the program. So that means, so it is a, I hope from the diagram, you all are understand that. So this is the diagram. From this diagram, I hope you all are understand. So this is the program. So now, so you are going to test this program. If it results an expected result, then there is no problem. Everything is okay. If you get any unexpected result, then again you are going to modify the program. Okay, I hope you all understand this, the model for testing. Now we discuss each point one more time. So used for the testing process until the system behavior is correct or until the model is insufficient for testing. So unexpected results may force a revision of the model. That means if you are not getting the exact results when you are doing the more test cases also, then you are going to force revision of the model. Art of testing consists of creating, selecting, exploring, and revising models. The model should be able to express the program. Okay. So these are the roles of the model of testing. I hope you all are understand as a model for testing. In tomorrow class, we are going to see consequences of bugs.